Have you ever wondered why some SUVs just sit there, gathering dust on dealership lots, while others practically vanish the moment they arrive? Let me tell you something the car industry doesn't want you to realize. Not every SUV is a dream ride. Some of them are financial traps dressed up in shiny paint. Dealers will smile, they'll offer you discounts, freebies, and sweet financing deals, not because they care about you, but because they're desperate to offload vehicles nobody actually wants. These are the SUVs that look good on paper, but fail in the real world, overpriced, underperforming, or plagued with problems the brochures won't mention. And yet, thousands of people still get lured in every year, walking right into a mistake that empties their wallet and chains them to a vehicle they'll regret. Today, I'm exposing 11 SUVs that dealers are literally begging you to take, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones to avoid, no matter how tempting the deal looks. 1. Jeep Cherokee. The Cherokee is one of those SUVs that looks tough and rugged, but the reality is brutal. Jeep tried to market this as a balance between off-road power and everyday practicality, but what they delivered is a confused identity crisis. The interior feels outdated, the ride is stiff, and the reliability ratings are downright embarrassing. This SUV is notorious for electrical issues, transmission failures, and overall poor build quality. Dealers will beg you to take one off their lot because they know once it's in your driveway, it becomes your headache, not theirs. And here's the kicker. Jeep slaps a premium price tag on it, but the resale value plummets like a rock. Imagine spending thousands on a car that loses its value the second you sign the papers. That's the Cherokee trap. 2. Mitsubishi Outlander. The Outlander is the SUV version of a bad blind date. It looks promising until you spend a little time with it. On the outside, it pretends to be stylish and modern, but behind the wheel it's sluggish, underpowered, and frustratingly noisy. The interior feels cheap, cramped, and dated. Sure, Mitsubishi throws in a long warranty to make it look attractive, but that's like putting perfume on a rotten piece of fruit. Dealers push it hard because they can't move them otherwise, often slashing prices just to trick buyers into thinking they're scoring a deal. In reality, you're buying an SUV that nobody brags about, nobody respects, and nobody wants to buy secondhand. It's deadweight disguised as a family car. 3. Nissan Murano. The Murano is a perfect example of a car that lost its spark years ago but refuses to bow out gracefully. Nissan wanted it to be a luxury light SUV, but today, it just feels like an overpriced, outdated relic. The CVT transmission, a constant Nissan nightmare, is jerky, unresponsive, and infamous for breaking down long before it should. The interior may have been nice back in 2015, but in 2025, it's nothing more than boring plastic and outdated tech. Dealers practically throw keys at you because they know these sit on lots for months, sometimes years. And let's be real, who wants to pay luxury pricing for an SUV that drives like an appliance and ages like spoiled milk? 4. Chevrolet Traverse. The Traverse is the SUV equivalent of fast food, oversized, bland, and instantly regrettable once you've consumed it. Chevy loves to brag about the space. It's huge, sure, but everything else about it is a letdown. The design is uninspired, the handling feels like you're driving a boat, and the fuel economy is terrible for a modern SUV. And reliability? Don't even ask. From engine problems to faulty AC systems, owners find themselves at repair shops far too often. Dealers load these with discounts, zero-down deals, and special financing to convince you it's worth it. But think about this. If it were actually a good SUV, would they have to bribe you to take it home? 5. Dodge Journey. This one is practically a legend for all the wrong reasons. The Dodge Journey overstayed its welcome in the SUV world, and it should have been killed off years ago. Outdated tech, sloppy handling, and interiors that feel like they came from a 2008 rental car. The only reason these still exist on lots is because Dodge kept pushing them at bargain bin prices. Dealers can't get rid of them fast enough. You'll see massive discounts, but don't be fooled. This SUV is the definition of cheap for a reason. It's unreliable, unsafe compared to modern standards, and utterly boring to drive. If you buy a Journey, you're basically signing up to own one of the most mocked SUVs in recent history. 6. Ford EcoSport. The EcoSport proves that not every car that says sport in the name deserves it. It's tiny, underpowered, and awkward looking, more like a confused hatchback than an actual SUV. The engine strains at highway speeds, the interior feels cramped, and the design screams, cheap attempt at global SUV. Ford dealers tried desperately to clear these out because buyers figured out the truth. It's outdated, unrefined, and absolutely not worth the asking price. And when it comes to resale value, forget it, you'll be lucky if anyone even shows up to test drive it. It's the SUV that practically tells you, please don't buy me. 7. GMC Acadia. The Acadia tries to sell itself as a premium SUV, but it falls flat on its face. The build quality feels inconsistent, the ride isn't as refined as rivals, and the tech features seem half-baked. Add in spotty reliability, and you've got an SUV that struggles to justify its high price tag. Dealers push the Acadia with flashy promotions because they know it doesn't compete against heavy hitters like Toyota or Honda. Buyers quickly realize that they've overpaid for something that doesn't deliver, and that's why the Acadia often sits untouched while competitors fly off the lot. It's like buying a knockoff designer bag, you regret it the moment you compare it to the real thing. 8. Fiat 500X. The Fiat 500X is living proof that not every European car translates well to the global market. Fiat thought slapping SUV styling onto their tiny car platform would sell, but all they created was a cramped, unreliable, overpriced mess. The interior feels cartoonishly small, the engines are weak, and the reliability ratings are some of the worst in its class. Dealers can't give these away because people know the brand reputation is terrible and the resale value is practically non-existent. The 500X is the kind of SUV you regret buying before you even leave the parking lot. 9. Lincoln Nautilus. Here's an SUV that screams luxury but whispers mediocre when you actually drive it. The Lincoln Nautilus suffers from the same problem as many American luxury cars. It looks fancy, but can't compete with German or Japanese rivals in terms of refinement, technology, or resale. Buyers who get tempted by the big discounts quickly learn the truth. It depreciates like crazy, the ride feels uninspired, and the luxury badge doesn't impress anyone anymore. Dealers push hard to move these because they know once you research your options, you'll skip it. Buying one is like showing up to a black tie party in a cheap tuxedo. You might blend in for a moment, but everyone knows the difference. 10. Infiniti QX60. Infiniti has been sliding downhill for years, and the QX60 is proof of that decline. It tries to be a premium SUV but fails on every critical level. Clunky transmission, underwhelming performance, and interiors that feel behind the times. Worse, Infiniti's reputation for reliability has tanked, leaving owners frustrated and stuck with expensive repair bills. Dealers beg people to take these because they know the brand has lost its shine. Luxury buyers are going to Lexus or Acura, while practical buyers are sticking with Honda and Toyota. That leaves the QX60 stranded, an SUV that promises elegance but delivers disappointment. 11. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, SUV-like crossover. Yes, technically it's more of a crossover minivan hybrid, but dealers push it like an SUV, and it's a nightmare for many owners. The Pacifica Hybrid has been plagued with recalls, software glitches, and battery issues that leave owners stranded. While Chrysler markets it as a futuristic family vehicle, the reality is constant trips back to the dealership. The depreciation is brutal, and the ownership costs pile up fast. Dealers offer big rebates and cash incentives because they need these gone. If you fall for the eco-friendly family car pitch, you'll quickly learn that owning one feels less like progress and more like punishment. So there you have it, 11 SUVs that dealers practically want to gift wrap and shove into your driveway, just so they can clear their lots. And let's be honest, some of these cars aren't just bad buys. They're financial black holes disguised as family rides. But here's the thing. Everyone has that one friend, uncle, or maybe even you yourself, who bought one of these thinking it was a smart deal, only to regret it faster than the first car payment cleared. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever owned one of these so-called unwanted SUVs? Did it actually live up to the horror stories? Or did you somehow get lucky and love it? Drop your story in the comments. I guarantee other people are going to laugh, cry, and maybe even feel a little less alone in their mistakes. And if your SUV isn't on this list but you think it deserves to be, call it out below. Who knows, you might help someone avoid a car they'd regret for the next 5 years. Remember, dealers can beg, plead, and bribe you with discounts, but at the end of the day, you're the one stuck with the car. So, share your experiences, warn others, or defend your ride if you dare. Let's see which SUV gets roasted the hardest in the comments.